Hi friends! Let's get the camera straight first. Thank you for being here. Yesterday I was in Walmart, I was getting avocados and protein shakes, and I guess I also decided that would be the time to end up restocking a bunch of drugstore makeup that I'm kind of low on or out of. Yes, even with this much makeup, when you're doing your face every day, you're gonna run out of some things. So I thought I would just kind of apply some of the products that I repurchased, and I really think it's saying something when you repurchase stuff. It's a big deal when you run out of something, when you totally drain a product, and it's a big deal when you pick it up again. So I do need to go over empties probably soon. I'm letting the bin fill just a little bit because I know there are some things on the cusp, but what I've already put on my face is a new combo for me, and I think it looks pretty good. It's the Maybelline Perfector 4-in-1. I love this stuff. This will probably become an empty before long. And my Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator. Yes, so something light on top of this one. I think it looks really good. I wear the tinted hydrator in light, and I wear this in light as well. Okay, so I actually finished up a concealer. As I was going through concealers, I realized, gosh, you're pretty much out of your e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in Light Peach. So I picked up a new one. Now, I'm not hurting for concealer because I do have plenty of others, but it's the type of concealer you don't want to totally be out of. Like, it really is truly one of the best. It has very high coverage. It hydrates the under eye area. It's certainly the type of thing you want to keep on hand, I think. So I'm going to use this. It's all nice and juicy. I'm going to get a couple small dots here. There was a lot on the doe foot, so I may end up with a little more than I need. But yeah, this is the shade Light Peach. Boom, boom, boom. And you guys know a foundation that I realized I am well over halfway done with, that I'm going to probably be repurchasing soon. It's the L'Oreal Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. Yeah, with the dropper. But don't worry, I got a pump. I have loved that stuff, and I've used a lot of it. So we're doing our little trick where we kind of spread that concealer out first and then blend it in, especially with the under eye is where I think that's very key. There's just so much coverage in this. It's a very like high-end seeming formula, very luxurious formula at a drugstore price. But I do feel like e.l.f. gets very picked over in my Walmart. They have a huge footprint in my store now. I remember when it was so much less. What brands in your Walmart or like Walgreens get really picked over? I also noticed Maybelline has a ton of bare space in their lip area. Like, they got a bunch of lifter glosses and Super Stay matte inks, matte ink crayons, but they're just a bunch of like bare real estate. Are we getting some new stuff, Maybelline? But look at that. I love what that did for the skin because I look so light, dewy, luminous, but very, very covered. Yeah, Hydrating Camo Concealer is one to have on hand for sure. I ended up setting my under eye with Laura Mercier talc-free ultra blur loose powder, and I did some CoverGirl Outlast powder all over the rest of the face just because I was feeling pretty juicy at this point and I wanted to just sort of smooth it out. I've got some butter bronzer on as a contour, and then here's something, yeah, technically I did repurchase it because I once owned this, and I believe the reason I let go of it was because something broke, but then I saw this as I was getting this. I was squatting down to find my shade of this, and then I see these e.l.f. blush palettes. They didn't always look like this, did they? See, I used to own them when they had the little push-through thing in the back where you could pop out shades, which nobody really needed to do that because it wasn't like they were selling extra singles or something. It hasn't always been these shades, has it? I kind of remember this rosy looking color, but we have something really light. We have these toasty shades, and so I thought, you know, I'm gonna bring that back into my life. So let's do it. I'm going to go over to this shade first. This kind of neutral, it's like rosy bronze kind of color, and it's matte. Wow, loving that shade. That kind of reminds me of the color I recently put on from that Relove duo called Kindness. It has a shade almost exactly like that paired with a champagne highlight. Those are nice, by the way. This is so satisfying. Why is this not getting more buzz? What if we put a little bit of this on top? This doesn't look particularly blushy. What does that do? It just like warmed it up a little bit more. I'm going straight on top of what I just did. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that being in there and taking up a quarter of the palette and being just tan. Okay, we know what this is going to be like. It's got just a little fleck of shimmer in it, but there's your, you know, warm rosy shade. This one down here is almost seeming like highlight. It's definitely got the most sheen out of anything. Let's try it with a highlight brush. Just see. Real Technique setting brush. I'd say, if anything, maybe blush topper. It definitely is showing some pink. I don't know if you can tell, but it's showing pink, and when you go on top of your blush, that's kind of how it makes most sense. Ooh, I do like that. Kicks up a lot of dustiness. I'm not sure if it's showing on camera, but it's just got enough pink for me to not really feel like, oh yeah, that's wearing like a standard highlight. Like, it's got some color. My biscuits. It certainly has a beautiful kind of pearlescent sheen on my cheeks. I like that. My curiosity was just off the charts with this one. I am glad I picked it up, but I swear this is different than any other e.l.f. blush quad I've used. They didn't used to be this way. Okay, so I just filled in my brows with the e.l.f. Ultra Precise in Cool Brown. Cool brown, I didn't check this time. I know it now. And then a thing I repurchased that I totally did run out of is my Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt. This stuff does last a long time, a surprisingly long time. Like, I can't believe how long my first one lasted, and I used it constantly. But I do wear the shade medium brown in this. I was in the store and I froze because I was like, am I medium brown or am I dark brown? So I pulled up an old Emily Awards video and boom, there was my answer. This continues to be, in my mind, the most brilliant drugstore brow product. I love how the brush is. One side has short bristles to load up your brows with color. One side has longer bristles to rake it on through, and it holds like none other. And this one still has the Brow Fast Sculpt label, but I think some newer ones I saw hanging there have the Express Brow on the side. So don't be fooled. It's this product. So here's what I mean about that brush. If you look at the top side of it, that's the short side, and then you can see the longer bristles on the bottom. So like I just mentioned, my brows are filled in right now with a pencil. I can get away with this and only this if I really want to. You just got to be very mindful of, you know, using that loaded up side, and you will load them up. But then the other side really gives that lift, keeps your brows kind of standing at attention. And yeah, this medium brown shade is totally right for me. Sometimes if I've already filled in my brows, I'm only going to use that side that helps them kind of stand up. It might be one of the smartest things in drugstore makeup, making a brow brush like that, so it can actually serve two functions in one. Whoever thought that up is just genius level. So I'm glad to have that back in my life. Okay guys, I just did this eye look. I love how it turned out. I used my Cosmos palette, and I used the shades First Comet in the crease. Okay, we started there. I blended out with this. I put a lot of Mars in my outer corner. That's what's giving me depth. And then I used Sun. That's that really pretty, shifty, kind of like goldeny peach. And that's what's happening on the inner lid. And then I also took Mars under the eye as well. And that brings us to a repurchased eyeliner. It was time to repurchase my Milani 17-Hour Wear Matte Eyeliner. And they really did specify, there were two hanging there. One said waterproof, one did not. Do I remember specifically getting this in waterproof before? I remember it lasting a long time and feeling like it was truly waterproof, and maybe they didn't even label it as such at first, but now they are labeling it that way. And yeah, it's just matte black eyeliner. It's very traditional in its format. I've talked about this a lot. This is the one that lasted through having a baby. It has a really nice little flexible tip, okay? It lays down and it kind of follows your lash line really pretty easily for this style of liner. I know there are folks out there who are like, I will only use pens, but this really might be worth trying, especially if you need something that lasts super well. What is that on my note? The nice thing about liners like this, though, they will always be the juiciest, you know, because they're going straight into liquid, and if you need more, you know, you just dip it back in. Am I feeling like a wing today? Okay, let's do it. Yep, that's the good stuff. Love it. An eyeliner you can truly trust. And then a tip here, if you want really even, equal application, you put it back in, you twist it all the way, you give it a shake again, and then you do your other eye, instead of always letting the second eye be the lesser intensity eye. If I didn't say it, the shade is black. It doesn't come in a multitude of colors. Black might have been the only thing hanging there, actually. Milani is another section that my Walmart has definitely increased the footprint of. They're taking up a little more room than they used to, which is good. That turned out pretty good first go round on this wing, actually. Yep, might need to just let that be. I think that's working. So, mascara chat. I've been loving my Exhibitionist Stretch and Strengthen. I rediscovered it during a Shop My Stash video, and then I repurchased because I was like, I'm not sure how much life my current one has left, but I don't want to be without this thing. And then I decided to give my repurchased one to my mom because I wanted her to discover how good it was. And then I was without a backup, so I got another one. But I still think this one has some life in it. But yeah, the very black shade of Exhibitionist Stretch and Strengthen. It's so good. You know it's good when you're recommending it to your mom, but not only are you recommending it, you're making sure she has it in her hands. Let's do a full video of that. So I'm just curling the lashes. I don't know what it is about this mascara, but it just builds quick. It's giving me a superhero kind of moment. And mom was kind of complaining about her recent tube of superhero because she said even brand new, it seemed kind of dry. And I thought, you know, you shouldn't be having that experience right at the get-go, you know? But if you've never seen this one before, I really love the brush. It's kind of spiky. It is a little bit tapered toward the tip. I just love how it builds. Like if you're not having a false lash day and you're doing just a mascara day, you'll be really happy with this. Now it's not going to show its stuff quite as well with this thick black line. Anytime you're trying to show off a mascara, eyeliner can kind of get in the way, but you'll still see. There we go. Look, just a lot of length and thickness. Always pleasing. Come in, you. They've got their caboodles. And yesterday, they put some little things in. They had like some lip smackers. Gosh, you're really just waking up, aren't you? Get in, Nookie T. Say hi. Say hi, honey. So they got like their lip balms in there. They've got a few little brushes. I gave them some little kind of small blush palettes, and they said in the morning we're getting up and we're gonna do our makeup with you. So they're over there. No, my 6 and 8-year-old aren't in full-blown makeup all the time. They're just kind of playing. They just got some small things. But yeah, that mascara is so good. And I'm gonna curl the other side, of course. Getting back into the gel nails. Les Mini Macaron, that's the system I use, and it comes with, if you buy it, it comes with several minis, and one of them is the pure red. So yeah, you get that, and you get like a pink, and I've purchased a handful of full-size colors that I use too, on and off, and I just had really gotten out of the habit, but I love the way I feel when they're done. And I don't know what it is, but I love a short, bright red nail. See, just immediately, length and thickness, it doesn't flake away on me, decently good curl holding. And I believe this one that I'm holding, I think I've repurchased this before as well, like I've had it one other time. And I like how it can be built without creating those funky ends where like the mascara is sort of, you know, going different directions off the tip once it starts to build. Have you guys even gone to the bathroom yet? No. This is just a little Cali Ray come hell or high water on the lower lashes, as we know. So last thing, I did get a couple of lip liners. Now, Revlon Color Stay lip liners. I think you can technically call it a repurchase when you keep going back and you keep getting new shades, like shade after shade. You know it's a formula that works for you. I do feel like it's the longest wearing drugstore lip liner formula. And truth be told, I am getting low on nude. I love nude. But I saw 2 shades there that I didn't even know existed. I got Natural, which seems even lighter than nude, and I got Sienna, which seems like a nice sort of more toasty warm shade. So I'm gonna get these opened up and swatch them out. And currently on my lips I've just got my Glosstopia stuff from Hard Candy, just one of those sort of treatment kind of lip oil thingamajigs. And they will tell you on your Color Stay lip liners like what it pairs with. So these both say pair with nudes and browns, and then it gives you you some numbers, I suppose, of super lustrous lipsticks that would work, which I think that's cool. Okay, so what is this natural shade all about? It seems like the little tube, the pencil, has kind of a pearlescent finish. Ooh, it does have shimmer. Whoa, this is the first ever Color Stay lip liner that has shown any shimmer. Don't pay attention to that. That's the blush from earlier. Pay no attention to the blush beside the lip liner. It's right there. It's very light and it does have kind of a satin finish. Just a little bit. Interesting. Okay, again, that's the color Natural, and then we got Sienna. Oh yeah. That's gonna get some use. There's Sienna. We're thinking like Milani Cinnamon Statement. We're thinking Hard Candy Kiss and Tell. And I'm gonna swatch Nude, which I already have next to these to give you kind of a frame of reference. Nude is right here at the bottom compared to those two. Similar depth level actually to Sienna. There's just a little more pink tone in Nude right there. Can you see the difference? I can see it. So I'm gonna clean my lips off a little bit from what was on there. And I'm gonna put on Natural first. So this was the one that had the little satin finish and it's very, very light. Now we're just gonna see what she looks like all over the lips filling in, okay? To me, this is not going to be the type of color that you're going to put on the outside of a lip and feel like, wow, that really neatened things up and defined things. Like, it's just not quite dark enough for that, but it could be a decent nude-based color. Go have reading time? Okay. Did you have fun? So there's the lips all filled in with that. Just looking nude. Again, gentle hint of sheen, but it's not showing up too loud and frosty. And then I will take Sienna and just kind of add some darkness here. You know how I do from the outside. So again, just as dark as Nude was, but warmer. Hi. Oh, look at you. How cute are you guys? Ready for the day? Ready to slay the day? And what are you doing this morning?
Golfing.
Golfing with Papa. Nice. All right, say bye.
Bye.
See you later. They're gonna go read for a little bit. They read in their room for about a half hour before they come downstairs. Those actually look really pretty together. I'm feeling like I want some gloss on today, but I think Sienna is gonna be very frequently used by me. You guys know how much I love their shade Nude, and I just think this is gonna be my warm toned option. And to talk about the staying power, I mean, these are lip liners. I'm rubbing on my hand, like they're really setting in there. You can trust those. I'm gonna put some gloss on top. I'm gonna use, I have this handy here, my lifter gloss in the shade Sun. I used an eyeshadow called Sun today as well. This was not repurchased, just had it. So there is my finished look, which I partially showed today with the stuff I repurchased. So happy with the way it turned out. Actually really loving this little complexion combo when your skin is kind of feeling dry and needs some extra hydration. We use the Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup, put on Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator, and we've got the hydrating camo concealer. It's all set with some powder. I didn't even really use a different highlight. Like, the glow on my cheeks is just from that little e.l.f. blush palette. So thank you for your time, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.